Super F-18 fighter jet unrivaled after update. Boeing developed the Block 3 Super Hornet to enhance the present and future capabilities of air wings. Because of these changes, current fighter jets used by the United States Navy will be able to work more efficiently alongside one another in the air wing throughout the next several decades. The United States Navy received the first of 78 Block 3 F-18 Super Hornets that were contracted to be delivered by Boeing. The F-18 Block 3 provides the Navy with the most networked and survivable version of the F-18 ever constructed, along with a technology insertion plan that will allow it to stay ahead of any future threats. In this video, we'll discuss how the F-18 jet fighter is an even more unrivaled jet after the recent updates. Stay with us till the end of the video to learn about the new upgrades that Boeing has done to the already incredible aircraft. The Super Hornet Block 3 is the most sophisticated variant of the aircraft, and its capabilities surpass those of fourth-generation fighters. The United States Navy is equipped with a variety of capabilities, including an improved cockpit system that features a touchscreen display of 10 inches by 19 inches, enhanced networking, open mission systems, a decreased radar signature, and a 10,000-hour airframe. Even though the Block 3 F-18 Super Hornets have a startlingly similar appearance to their predecessor from the outside, a glimpse inside the cockpit reveals just how much this fighter has evolved since the first ones were delivered to the U.S. Navy for testing last year. The shift from the Block 1 Hornet to the Block 2 Super Hornet in the early 2000s was a huge step forward in terms of capability, and the upcoming Block 3 Super Hornet promises to be just as revolutionary. The new F-18 Super Hornet, also referred to as the Super Duper Hornet, will join the Air Force's new F-15EX Eagle II as two of the most cutting-edge non-stealth fighters in service today. The United States Navy plans to upgrade its current fleet of about 550 jets to parity with the new Block 3 Super Hornets they want to buy. So let's get into what's updated in the new Block 3 Super Hornet. Upgraded cockpit. Block 3 updates to the Super Hornet's cockpit include a sleek, new touchscreen interface in place of the traditional instrument cluster. The Advanced Cockpit System, or ACS, integrates all of the pilot's traditional displays from Block 2 into a single, iPad-like touchscreen display. Simplifying these displays isn't meant to limit the information available to pilots. Rather, it's meant to facilitate better management of that information. To construct a complete mental picture of the battle space they're in, fighter pilots must integrate data from a variety of sources, including the screens in their cockpits and their sense of what's happening outside the plane. The F-35, a flying supercomputer, makes this process even easier for pilots. But the Block 3 Super Hornet is expected to close the gap between the Super Hornet and the F-35. When you get in the cockpit, you can have the screens set up just the way you want them. It's also extendable. Conformal fuel tanks. The short range of the U.S. Navy's carrier-based fighters is a major problem in the modern day. Unfortunately, neither the current Block 2 Super Hornet nor the cutting-edge F-35C Joint Strike Fighter has the range to engage Chinese objectives without putting their carriers in the direct line of fire of China's hypersonic anti-ship missiles. This has prompted a number of initiatives aimed at increasing these planes' range, such as the creation of the MQ-25 Stingray refueling drone for the United States flat tops. However, the Block 3 Super Hornet incorporates additional conformal fuel tanks that contribute 3,500 pounds of fuel, so mitigating this issue internally. These auxiliary tanks are nicknamed conformal because they adhere to the fighter's fuselage to reduce wind resistance. While this isn't going to be enough to close the gap in capabilities caused by China's anti-ship missiles, it is a significant improvement. Networking capabilities. The Block 3 Super Hornet is equipped with a mission computer powered by a Distributed Targeting Processor Network, or DTPN, and a data link powered by Tactical Targeting Network Technology, or TTNT, two technologies that represent a significant step forward in the evolution of data transfer. The DTPN has a mission computer that is 17 times more powerful than the one currently installed in the Super Hornet, and more crucially, it has an open architecture that will enable for software to be altered or updated without the need to replace any of the aircraft's hardware. Much like the quarterback in the sky, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, that TTNT data link will allow all of that computing capacity to help the rest of the force in the region. The TTNT will enable the jet to receive all of the data from the battle space that must be processed for decision-making, and then broadcast that data to the rest of the air wing so that the pilots can see the same information and have better situational awareness. Hard to spot on the radar. Though the Block 3 Super Hornet has a smaller radar signature than previous versions, the F-18 was never intended to be a stealth aircraft. However, Boeing designers have prioritized making it more difficult to manage a weapons-grade hold on the new fighter, and while most of the work that was done in this attempt has been done in secret, sources suggest a significant gain in lower detectability. Though the Block 3 Super Hornet's lower radar cross-section won't make it a stealth fighter, the goal may not be to entirely dodge detection, but rather to postpone engagement, as has been the case with other less-than-perfect stealth fighters. To buy time for the Block 3 Super Hornet to escape or evade, the purpose is to hinder enemy fighters and surface-to-air missile platforms from securing a weapons-grade lock. Longer lifespan. Since each of the Block 2 Super Hornets currently in service with the United States Navy is rated for 6,000 flight hours, it should come as no surprise that the past 2 decades of continuous airstrikes in the Middle East and elsewhere have wreaked havoc on scheduled maintenance and aircraft availability. The Block 3 Super Hornet is qualified for an extended 4,000 hours, making the total up to 10,000. This is a huge improvement over both the already existing F-18s and the F-35C, which is also rated for 6,000 hours of flight time. But it is still a far cry from the F-15EX, which is said to have a lifespan of 20,000 hours. The new Block 3 Super Hornet will have a longer lifespan than its predecessors, which will make it a more cost-effective method of delivering air power than ever before. This will also provide the Navy with more flexibility in terms of its own logistical planning. Infrared Search Track System. Boeing officials have referred to the addition of a centerline tank-mounted infrared search track system, or IRST, in the Block 3 Super Hornet as integral for the capability of the fighter, despite the fact that technically this improvement is not considered to be part of the Block 3 improvement set. The capacity for passive detection is directed squarely at fifth-generation rivals like Russia's Sukhoi Su-57 and China's Chengdu J-20. The Infrared Search and Tracking Telescope, IRST, can be used to scan the horizon for radar-beating fighters by picking up on the infrared heat emitted by their jet engines without broadcasting a signal through space to let others know you are on the lookout for them. This will provide the non-stealth Block 3 Super Hornet with a serious fighting chance against stealthy jets, allowing it to potentially see stealthy jets against the sky backdrop from 100 miles away. The F-18EF Block 3 Super Hornets that are based on aircraft carriers are designed for high-load and high-stress operations. They maintain a high level of mission readiness, yet have a cost that is reasonable when measured per flying hour, and require only a small amount of support equipment. Do you think these new updates on the F-18 make it the best fourth-generation aircraft in the world? If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for everyday military updates. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below. Thanks for watching.